Welcome back to Trading the Market. I'm James, and today I'm going to teach you one of my favourite strategies for the halftime market. I call it the false start. This strategy is designed to take advantage of slow starting, heavy favourites. It's a method that lets us build consistent, steady profits using a simple 25 tick movement rule, while still leaving the door open for those bigger wins when the underdog scores first. But like any proper trading strategy, we're also going to be realistic. There will be losses, especially when the favourite scores early. The difference is, with the false start, we have a framework to manage that risk, and that's what makes it so powerful. Now, some people love to laugh at the strategies we share. That's usually because they've never actually tested them, never tracked the numbers, and never put in the discipline it takes to trade them properly. It's easy to sit down on the sidelines and throw comments. It's harder to actually put your money down, follow a framework, and come out with consistent greens. The truth is, the market doesn't care about opinions. It cares about data and execution. That's why I trade for a living, and why they get up and go to work 5 days a week. But that's the beauty of it. While some people waste energy trying to criticise, we spend our time sharing and building something real. The data doesn't lie, the discipline pays off, and the results speak louder than any comment section ever could. So let them laugh. Our community will keep banking greens while they clock in on a Monday morning. The core idea is simple. Before kick-off, we lay the favourite in the half-time market. Why half-time? Because odds move quickly within this market, and it only takes one goal to shake everything up. We're targeting favourites with odds under 1.8, usually around 1.75 or less. That tells us that the market expects them to dominate early. But if they don't, if they start slow, the price begins to drift, and that drift is our profit opportunity. We use a 25 tick rule to keep it simple. Every time the home favourite drifts by 25 ticks, we look to hedge out. That gives us consistent, repeatable greens without needing goals. Think of this as our bread and butter. Not every game is suitable. We want strong favourites, teams like Man City, Liverpool, Real Madrid, but who may have recent form of starting slow or conceding early. Now, here's something important about odds movement. If the favourite is priced below 1.75 or even much lower, the market strongly expects them to score early. That means that odds will move faster to hit our 25 tick drift should the match remain 0-0. The market was convinced the favourite will score, and when this does not happen early on, it will correct itself very quickly. If the favourite is priced higher or over 1.75, this actually tells us the market is less sure, so that odds can drift much slower. This is why we often see our best opportunities at odds lower than 1.75 at kickoff. And liquidity matters. Stick to the big leagues where there's money in the market. The odds will move more smoothly, which makes it easier to get in and get out. Now, before we dive into the trade examples, I want to show you exactly how the 25 tick rule works and why we use it. When we say ticks, we're talking about the smallest movements in Betfair odds. For example, between 1.75 and 2.0, odds move in increments of 0.01. Above 2.0, the increments widen. But in this strategy, we're mostly trading under 2.0, so we're dealing with 0.01 ticks. If we enter a lay at 1.75 and we want a 25 tick drift, we simply add 25 increments of 0.01, and that gives us an exit point of 2.0. And here's the important part. By defining this exit in advance, we're removing emotion. We're not guessing when to hedge. We have a rule, we stick to it, and that's what will build consistent profits. On Sports IQ, we have the tick calculator built within the software. Just type in your entry odds, choose how many ticks you want, and it will instantly give you your exit point. For 1.72, the calculator shows 1.97. For 1.45, it shows 1.70. Quick, simple, no mistakes. By applying this simple 25 tick rule, you'll find that most games without an early goal give you a comfortable green, and you're not sat guessing when to get out. This keeps the strategy mechanical, repeatable, and stress-free. So in this example, we're looking at Paris Saint-Germain at home to Angers. PSG are heavy favourites, and the first half lay price on them is 1.34. This is a great entry point because we're laying at short odds, which keeps our liability low and manageable. When we lay PSG at 1.34 for £100, our liability is £34. What we want now is for the price to drift by 25 ticks. To calculate this quickly and accurately, we open up the tip calculator within Sports IQ. Enter 1.34 into the odds box. Enter 25 ticks. The calculator gives us a new price of 1.59. That means if PSG's odds drift from 1.34 to 1.59, we can secure a strong profit. On the tick calculator, we can click copy to copy those odds, then paste them directly into the hedging calculator. Now we move across to the hedging calculator. We put lay odds of 1.34, our lay stake of £100, commission 2% if you're lucky enough to pay 2%, back odds of 1.59, pasted directly from the tick calculator. This calculator now tells us what our back stake needs to be in order to lock in a profit once that 25 tick movement is reached. In this case it's £84.28. So what we do is head into the exchange, or in this case the match replay simulator, and place a back bet of £84.28 at odds of 1.59. On the exchanges, click keep bet and then simply wait for the market to drift and our bet to be matched. Once matched, this locks in a profit of £15.41 across all the outcomes. We've essentially created a risk managed trade. If PSG don't score early and the market loses confidence, the price will drift, our back bet will get matched, and we walk away with a steady profit. In the match replay, I can only back at odds of 1.6, and this actually gives me more profit on PSG or Angers should they win. This is the power of combining the tick calculator with the hedging calculator. It removes the guesswork, makes your staking precise, and allows you to trade with discipline. So game 2, we have Valladolid versus Barcelona. In this match, we lay Barcelona in the half-time market at odds of 1.78 with a £100 stake. That gives us a liability of £78. The aim, as always, is to capture the 25 tick swing, which from 1.78 would mean odds drifting out to 2.06. But here's where football gives us an even bigger opportunity. Valladolid scored first and the market reacts sharply. Now we've got 3 clear exit options. We can trade out immediately, which guarantees the green. At the moment, Valladolid go 1-0 up. We could simply hedge across all outcomes and lock in the market's offer of £52 profit, no matter what happens next. This is the safe play and banked quickly. The second option is a partial hedge. We could back £87.50 on Barcelona at 3.8. Instead of a flat trade out, we can load in a back bet on Barcelona. If Barcelona come back to lead at half time, our back bet wins £245 minus the £78 lay loss, leaving us with £167 profit. If the draw holds at half time, the lay wins, but the back loses £87.50, leaving £12.50 profit. If Valladolid lead at half time, we get the same £12.50 profit. This partial hedge gives us a free bet style position with a huge upside if Barcelona turn it around, while still protecting us with green on the other outcomes. The third option is a full back £100 on Barcelona at odds of 3.80. This gives us £202 profit if Barcelona come in and lead at half time. It gives us nothing on Valladolid at half time or the draw. Essentially, this converts the trade into a free bet on Barcelona. There's zero risk if they don't recover, but high reward if they do. So game 3 is Boavista versus Sporting Lisbon. In this example, Sporting came in very strong favourites in the first half market, trading at 1.41. We lay Sporting at those odds with a £100 stake, leaving us with just £41 liability. Using the tick calculator, a lay price of 1.41 needs to drift out 25 ticks to 1.66. That is our target swing. As the game begins, the market quickly gives us a small edge, even without a goal. That means straight away we could, in effect, green up across all markets for a very small profit. Then, just 8 minutes in, Sporting scored to make it 0-1. This forces the price to collapse to 1.09 in the half-time market. At this point, our position would be around minus £29. This match highlights how flexible these trades can be. Even when the favourite scores early, because the entry odds were so short, our maximum loss was capped at £41. So we could either hold on to our position and hope the underdog scores in the match with the risk of losing the full £41, or we could trade out immediately for a £29 loss. In this next game, this is Inter versus Udinese. In this match, Inter are strong favourites in the first half market. At kick-off, Inter were trading at 1.75 to be leading at half-time. This gives us a great entry point for our 25 tick strategy. So using the tick calculator, a lay at 1.75 means we're targeting a drift to 2.0. That 25 tick movement is where we look to hedge and secure our profit. With £100 staked on the lay at 1.75, our liability is £75. So here's how the trade played out. In the 20th minute, Inter score first. The odds crashed to 1.14, 1.15, moving against us. At this stage, we're sitting on a red of around minus £40 if we were to cash out immediately. This highlights the risk of the strategy. The favourites scoring early can push the odds sharply against us. But let's crack on. In the 31st minute, Udinese equalise. The market reacts and Inter's odds swing back out to 3.15 to 3.2. This is a huge shift in our favour, far exceeding the original 25 tick target. Instead of just reaching 2.0, the odds overshot dramatically, giving us the chance to lock in the green. But let's let the trade run. So in the 42nd minute, Udinese score again. Inter's odds blow out to 75.0 to 80.0. With this swing, our £100 lay is now sitting on over £93 of green if we hedge out. At half-time, the score was 2-1 to Udinese. The trade closes with a full £100 profit locked in. This game is a great example of why we use the 25 tick benchmark, but stay flexible. The tick calculator told us 1.75 to 2.0 was enough to secure the profit, but when Udinese equalised, the market didn't just drift 25 ticks, it exploded. By holding the position, we could take a much bigger win than the minimum target. The lesson here is clear. If the favourite scores early, strongly consider cutting your losses. If the underdog scores, bloody boom. The drift will go well beyond 25 ticks, offering lucrative sums. So there you have it. 4 real match examples showing exactly how the false start strategy plays out. Sometimes we take a small red when the favourite scores early. Sometimes we lock in steady profits at the 25 tick drift. And other times we hit those golden scenarios where the underdog finds the net and the market explodes in our favour. The key takeaway, this isn't about gambling on one-off results. It's about using structure, discipline and the tools inside Sports IQ to give ourselves repeatable, tradable edges. By keeping liabilities manageable, targeting consistent 25 tick movements and knowing how to hedge, we're setting up for long-term success, not just short-term luck. Remember, variance is part of the game. You'll take losses, just like you will in any strategy. But with a clear plan, the wins outweigh them, and that's where steady profit is made. Now, I know a lot of you roll your eyes when we ask for likes and subs, and trust me, we don't love asking either. But here's the reality. Our analytics show that a huge number of you watch the videos every week without subscribing. But the best way you can support the channel, help new traders discover us, and grow this community is to hit that subscribe button and be part of it. We're not just here to show off trades, we're here to build a space where traders can learn, share, and get better together. So if you value what we're doing, hit subscribe and join us. And of course, if you want to get hands-on with the exact same tick calculators, hedging tools and match replays that I've used in this video, you can find them within Sports IQ. The link is in the description. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I've been James, this has been the False Start Strategy, and we are all trading the market. Until next time, happy trading.